Hello guys, this is Bhaskar Joshi and happy Makar Sankrant to all Bharatiya Indians and actually the whole humanity, because the sun enters its north horizon cycle and it has a very deep meaning, you know, in the Hindu scriptures, Vedas, and also it has a very significance with the effect of sun on mind or other interaction. The dynamics changes, and uh, and this is not a religious thing, but I'm not talking about that today. I have received a lot of, some of them have showed some curiosity about what is New Age philosophy, who was Swami Vidyananda, and because there are so many references in my videos and presentations, and they're curious what exactly is New Age philosophy, how we can take the benefit of it, and I mean, because there is no such as a very authenticated document or books or publications or case studies on New Age philosophy. Uh, there are certain references, there are some books and all these things, but what exactly is New Age philosophy? And who was the founder? Swami Vidyananda, who took sannyas in 1963 when he was in living in Girgaon. He was a freedom fighter. He was a editor, filmmaker. He had directed a film Vande Mataram in 1948, featuring Piro Deshpande, Sunita Deshpande, great sannyasi. And in Girgaon, when he was living, he just tossed one day the coin, and I don't know whether it was head or tail, but he had decided if the coin is tossed this way, or it comes that way, I will take sannyas. Or if it shows the other way, then I will do the normal life. So, and when I just recently saw the movie No Land for Old Men, in that movie, that the main character, which is a protagonist and antagonist, who plays a double role, a very, uh, very intense and very fantastic character, Oscar-winning character. He always used the coin to decide other person's fate, right? So when he does any action, right? He tosses the coin. He asks somebody else, the front person, is it head or tail? And he puts other person's life on tossing the coin. And in one incident, he asked a lady to tossing the coin, tell you head or not. And she said, you know what? You ask other person to toss the coin and put their life at stake, and then you don't feel guilty because they have chosen their fate, right? So I'm not going to choose my fate. So that hero, which is antagonist or protagonist, he did what he wanted to do, and then, but he feels guilty because in that case, in that incident, that lady has not decided her fate. She did not choose the coin side, right? She did not choose any head or tail. So he had a guilty. Now, in the case of Swami Vijnananda, the most interesting case is this. He had never ever put any onus on other person. He took the responsibility of his own decision. Even when someone did the mistake, he punished himself. I came in contact with Swamiji in 1987, but I heard a lot of stories, and they were true, by the way, because later, after years, I've tested it. That when he was living in Lonala, Dattakutir Ashram, a rented place, where he shifted from Mumbai to Lonala. If any sadhak seeker made a mistake, Swamiji used to tell him, please give your shirt or any cloth. And he used to wash that as a part of punishment. And why he used to do that? Because he used to believe and used to follow and he used to live that thing, the principle, the one he preached to seekers. That if my conviction, my philosophy, my sacrifice is not enough to convince, and you are making the mistake, it means that my sacrifice is not enough. And that's why I will take the punishment. So that was Swami Vijnanananda. And I'm going to tell you a lot of stories about him. But this video is about the New Age philosophy. Swamiji was not Guru. He never called himself as a Guru or God man or something like that. He never projected. He had no photo. He did not allow to take any photo or video of himself. New Age philosophy is not a dogma. It's not a religion. It's not actually even philosophy. It's an experimental project of mind. New Age philosophy is all about mind. The existence of non-material energies in the universe. It's not just about human mind. It's all about the universal cosmic energy, its dynamics, who we are, what's our relation with our body, and how the mind works inside the body at cellular level, how the minds how the mind create action and motion, and the dynamics works, how the laws of physics are attracted by the mind when the mind is in tandem or in sync with the body, how mind go beyond the body and influence someone remotely, you know. So he did thousands of experiments. He did publish the books, but there is not a single book as a what exactly is New Age philosophy. And there are some references. He founded ashram in Lonala, Manashakti Ashram, Rest New Age Trust, and then he did great experiments, thousands of experiments, uh, and that had given shape to New Age philosophy. So in 1963 he took sannyas. In 1972 he founded a trust, and then after in 1993 took samadhi. So Swamiji is the founder of. But the interesting point is that he himself called as an experimenter, the first experimenter of New Age philosophy. He never said I am a god or I am a preacher, or you shouldn't follow me blindly. All he suggested is that New Age philosophy, understand, experiment, apply, be happy, be powerful, or achieve what you want to do. So New Age philosophy is like a catalyst. It's a tool, it's a technique, it's a therapy. And it doesn't New Age philosophy doesn't say, oh, read this book, this para is applicable to you, this shlok is applicable to you, this statement is applicable. No, it doesn't say that. In any one of the book in Swamiji, he has never made any self-prophetic statements. He has not made that. All he has said is that these are the guys, look, these are the laws of nature, these are my experiments. Better you understand, do it yourself, and find the truth. Be happy, be relaxed. Swamiji's journey was not to found a philosophy or to shape philosophy. Swamiji's journey started to know the truth because of his experiences in business, failures, extreme level of pain and suffering. His mind took a shape. What exactly? Why it happens? What is the causality? Why I'm suffering? So all we ask these questions once in a while or every now and then in our life. Why I'm suffering? Why me? And Swamiji used to ask, when you enjoy the life, success, joy, you never ask this question, right? Why am I getting this success? Because you say that we deserve it. But when the pain and suffering comes to your life, when you say, oh, I don't deserve this, someone is responsible for this. So Swamiji started to ask this question himself. And then he started doing experiments, and he studied philosophy, spirituality, he did tapasyas and sadhanas, and you know he had did a sadhana of 600 days of silence in ashram, where he had stayed 600 days in ekant. Only he could see the top of the tree. 600 days, that had given his mind stillness, and that had given him insight. So Swamiji, his body, his mind itself was a lab, a mind lab kind of. And eventually what happens is that after some years, he realized that some of his ideas, concepts, experiments are applicable to society, people, beneficial. And then he started writing the books and giving lectures, and then it took a shape of a philosophy. I came in contact with Swamiji uh, on one fine day in 1987, in January, interestingly. Uh, I was in a very different kind of mental pain, and a great loss of my mother on 1st January 1987, and I was very little bit, I mean, I was not feeling well or disturbed. And one day what happened that I was staying in my brother's home, and I just searching some books and all these things. And suddenly I came to know a book about Swamiji's work, and then I don't know what happened to my mind. But I throw other books and then just took the Swamiji's book and then I read it. And suddenly the thought come to my mind that I should go to ashram and meet Swami Vidyananda. And on 17th February, if I'm not mistaken, or 17th April, I think, 17th February or 17th April 1987, I reached the ashram. By that time, I did not meet Swamiji, but there was Sachin Joshi's mother was there on bookstall. I purchased a lot of books. I came back to Aurangabad and then studied it, and I was so impressed because it had given me so much insight, satisfaction, and it had answered a lot of my questions. Because my mind was too curious. What exactly is life? Why we are the way we are? Why we are suffering the pain? What has happened to my mother? Is she in good afterlife? What has happened to her after death? So many questions were answered in that books. And so then I convinced my one of my friend, another friends, and we four friends went to ashram on December 87, and uh, you know uh, attended a shibir, and then I become a seeker of New Age philosophy. And since then my journey is 36 years going on. So New Age philosophy, I'm loyal to New Age philosophy. I'm a very advocate of New Age philosophy. I'm a voice of New Age philosophy. I don't know I'm the only one, but there are other people too. I don't know what they have done or they did. That's up to them. But the point is this: the New Age philosophy. Uh, Sometimes it looks that is very subjective. Sometimes you are measuring the pulse and you are saving the results and all these things. You think it's subjective, right? But the rules of the or the laws of the nature, sometimes they behave subjectively, sometimes objectively, and that's very weird thing. Sometimes the nature, I mean, look at the intuitive abilities, right? Look at the Lata Mangeshkar singing song or Bhimsen Joshi singing song. We have same vocal cords, right? Like Bhimsen Joshi and Lata Mangeshkar. So why we cannot sing the way Lata Mangeshkar sings song, right? What's the difference? Is it something in the brain, a different kind of neural network? So Swamiji found these answers to his extent, and then he found that every person has a different kind of wavelength, energy pattern, and they have some divine abilities, and he could explain the dynamics. That's the beauty of New Age philosophy. And then he said that every person is different. So in 1992, when I was doing construction ashram, one day he told me that you joined the lecture, and then in like lecture he told to other people also where they're present that the difference between what happens with me is that the world is full of wavelengths, and information is flow from here there. So my brain, I mean Swamiji's brain, he said, is able to decode the information, and then I could see the things and predict and change. And he said that everybody has this capacity. We all have some or the other time intuitive abilities. We all feel, sense, which is non-local, which is non-physical. You're just sitting on a scooter, you're driving, and suddenly you just feel something is wrong with your relative. Something, an idea came to your mind. Something, an input comes to your mind, which you have not given a thought about it. You know. So the mind has a physical existence in body, and at the same time, non-physical existence. And Swamiji wrote number of letters to experts worldwide, and then he explained what is the new age philosophy, the thinking, and why we should find new way, and what is new way actually. It's Newtonian physics and Vedas, and it's not a combination. It's an exploration. It's an exploration of Newtonian physics, and then he the next step he took the to the Einsteinian physics, and then the quantum physics, and he took also to the Vedas and decoded it. You know, for example, he defined the mind that speed of the mind transcends the velocity of light, and he defined in the mind existence, or the definition of mind for in the first time in the human history, that mind transcends the velocity of light. So the light which is emitting from the sun, it takes 8 minutes to reach the earth. But if you see the sun, you don't need even a fraction of a second. And he did a lot of correspondence with the Russians, scientists, and other people, and they were very stunned to see this kind of postulate, this kind of mathematical equations, and this kind of presentation. And Swamiji did not stop there. He just continued experiments with the mind, and the New Way philosophy was then entered in biology, chemistry, physics, quantum mechanics. So New Way philosophy is the philosophy of the 21st century. That's what Swamiji had declared in 20th century itself. And he had said that, you know what, the 21st century and the onwards, the people are going to suffer very, very serious mental health issues. And it's not about psychology. Mind is not just a psychology issue. Mind is an entity. you know it has its own laws, it has its own purpose, it has its own causality, it has its own rules, it has its own properties. So if you want to be peace of mind, happiness and powerful, you should know the mind. So guys, this is my first video on New Age philosophy. I will keep explaining what exactly is New Age philosophy, how it can help you, how it works in our day-to-day life, what are the laws, what are the fundamentals of New Age philosophy, what you require to do the experiments on yourself. And then I will explain some of my case studies which can help you to understand New Age philosophy better. And then I will also publish some kind of experiments which you can do yourself and draw your own conclusion and make life better. That's all we want. That's the whole purpose of New Age philosophy. धन्यवाद. हरि ओम.